Okay.
All right, so I'm using Eli's laptop. I know it's recording. I don't know what I'm doing. Uh,
I
that's all right. We're not the only people who don't know what we're doing. So I know it's
I didn't
recording
put it.
like the whole thing. So hi everyone, welcome back to our crazy crappy video where we try to record everything and suck at it because that's what makes life fun, right? Hi, I'm new at this
Yep.
and I suck. Yay, I suck. I'm trying to figure out how to make it stretch, but I have no idea what I'm doing. I wanted it to be full screen. Huh. Where? Ooh, it moves. So, alright, I'm going to make this in a fashion that. What the heck?
You can make it full screen. You just click on the top right of that window, there is
No,
a the green button.
of the stupid video recorder. I want it to be full screen. But now it's.
Oh, QuickTime.
No, screen flow. And I'm sure it's really smart.
Oh,
Maybe I have to hide recording monitor. Alright, I think I figured it out. You're right. Right. Okay. I'm gonna stretch. Got all my emoticons showing. Cute.
beautiful.
Don't want to hide your
How do you
tail.
get that showing? I don't even have that on mine.
Oh,
All
don't
right.
ask me. I just closed it.
Yeah, no, I don't know how. Oh well. Too bad.
Put me over here. Put me over here. Should I be around your head? I wish you could see what I'm seeing. Should I be over here? Should I be over here? I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna look like. I'm in the top right now. But then you can barely see you. So maybe I should put me closer to you. The closer you get, the further I fall. No, one move. Crap. Alright, well, we'll leave it like this. So, what do you want to talk about?
Well, we have that list. I,
Oh, we have a list? That's good.
I am still asleep. I haven't had. You've got coffee at least. I still have. My husband's making me toast and a cup of tea.
Okay, good. Well,
We have a list. Where's the list?
the boys have gone out on a bike ride.
I know.
Yeah.
I know what we could talk about.
What do you want to talk about?
Um, how everything outside of you is a reflection.
Oh, cool. Yes, it is.
I love that. I love that concept. It took me ages to get it. And then when I got it, everything fell into place. Like, really quickly. I had this almost like a boss at work that I was always feeling like I thought he didn't like me. And he was never listening to anything I had to say, or I would put a suggestion and he would, ignore it. And then, but at the same time, I was doing my diploma of energetic healing, which is, it's funny, you do one of these things, even if you never ever do it, it just really, fast forwards your growth really well. And I started to think, now why is that? And I just thought, that's because I don't listen to myself either. And I wasn't listening to my inner being. I was ignoring it. And the inner being was saying, you're not valuing yourself enough. And so the outside world, especially the people who I thought that I needed approval from, weren't, it didn't feel like they were listening to me because I wasn't listening either. And it was funny, when I started listening to myself and valuing myself enough, everyone started validating me. It was like, doop, 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 doop. And that was so cool. And after that, I just started playing with it.
And that's the key, playing with it, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's like
Yeah. And you
it's
can play
like
with okay.
And I don't want to act like well, I don't want to pretend that I've totally gotten my whole gang of friends back in alignment, though they're all in an alignment. I'm still working on catching up with them. But yeah, it's sort of like taking your daughter to the park and you say, well, now
Mm-hmm.
you just sit on the bench and watch. And I'm going
Yeah.
to go play with all your friends. And she's your inner being, right? And she's just like, well, no. And then you expect her to be happy until you realize that, like, you got to
Yeah.
take yourself out on the playground and let yourself play too, because how come they get to play and I don't get to play? But we were so well trained that, well, it's okay for them to be happy, but not you. You don't
Yeah.
get, they'll decide whether or not you're welcome on the playground, rather than what you really might want to do is just go run on the playground and run circles around all of them and like do backflips or something. But we were so well trained that like your inner being doesn't get to come to the party.
No.
Everyone,
No.
yeah.
That's because yeah, that's it. That's because we are trained not to listen to it.
Yes,
That's why.
we lost our trust of God,
That's right.
right?
Yes.
Doubt.
Well, no.
Doubt.
I think God became externalized as well a lot.
Okay.
Uh, that's another thing, but that's another topic. Oh, pre-associating into a different topic.
Well, God is external, though. No. That's not a different topic. God's external, I mean, it's only one thing.
Yeah, it is. But I think it's inner more than external. So you have to always work on your internal first before the outside starts to reflect back the way that you feel inside.
That's where I'm going to get you. The outside is always reflecting it. It doesn't start when
Yeah.
it's always reflecting to it. Well, okay, last night I dreamed I could see myself and my kids inside the ball, clumps of clay that our bodies are. And being in there and like the sparks of light ding 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 that you are as a physical thing, right? And I'm laying there and I'm like, where are we and why are we here and why is it so thick? It's so thick in here. It's almost uncomfortable. You almost want out. And I heard this companion friend in my head like, you just got to climb up a little closer to the surface and get a better control of the clay so that all the sparks stay lit and you're still moving. And it was a great dream. I was like, oh man, it's so awkward in here. Like, I don't think I've been in my body ever. And now I know why I always want out, because it's so thick. And so I'm laying there and this voice was like, go across the street to that tree and go connect with the tree. And I saw the whole orb of all of existence, because it's just like a snapshot. You're not really moving. You're just shifting, right? Perspectives. It's all one thing, just kind of moving. And so I was like, oh yeah. And it was so cool because I actually saw the stretch of what you would call the fabric or something like there's a word in astronomy. They call it it's fluid. Can you think of what I'm talking about? There's stars. It's not dark matter. It's plasma. That's what they call it. They call it plasma. And I saw the plasma stretch from my mind in my bed all the way across the street and go dink and touch the tree. And I was like, oh, good morning. And then it just like pulls back. And I was like, whoa, that's cool. Because you're still in your spot. And it was so neat because we could like reach out. So
but that's the that's what you're doing on the higher planes. That's the energy part of it, isn't it? That's the finer, higher vibration energy part of it that we can't see, but it's there. It's when you're walking into a room and someone is looking at you and you just know they're looking at you and you feel this pinprick behind the back of your head.
Yeah, you feel them plasma at you and go, you suck. And you feel it. Yeah. You're like, ow, I don't suck. You're an asshole. How did I track that? How'd you get in here? Yeah.
Yeah. That's the same thing.
Exactly.
And it's kind of funny. Yeah. And
Go
it's
on.
kind of funny how people don't believe yet. They don't believe yet in this thing, and yet they are trusting their gut anyway, and they are feeling the energy. They just don't have a concept yet of how powerful it is.
But
And
they're
how
getting, but
fantastic.
that's why we're here, is because there's so many millions and billions of people on the planet that are waking up. There's no choice. Every single spark that wakes up, like you and I connecting, is a complete Instagram happenstance, or is it me getting back out in the world going like, I need friends? Scroll, 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 scroll. Oh, she gets it. Chink. And here we are. I mean, come on. That's exactly how it happened. I put out my plasma request and the universe was like, oh, here you go. Match. Like the tree. Like, here's what you're looking for. Here's a reflection. Here's a healthy, ooh, yeah, healthy, right? Especially with your teacher. That teacher was a
What's
good
that?
Your teacher was a good teacher for you because he bounced
Yes.
you back into yourself.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
I think that's
And
a
at
good.
that
Go ahead. No, go.
at that time as well, I mean, it helped. It was very timely because I was doing that other course, that self-development course. So it was almost like it was amplified.
Yeah.
And I think the intention that I wanted to learn from whatever was happening around me was there because of the thing that I was studying. And it just well, not just energetically, but from an emotional perspective, it annoyed me and it made me angry enough to actually do something about it. And then I got the aha moment. And it was like, whoa, it was all within my control the entire time.
But you needed to own it, maybe. Is it okay with you if I try to find words that I heard in my head about the way you said that for other people that are watching?
Yeah.
When you get
Yeah,
to
yeah,
that
yeah,
point
go.
when you're super, 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 super pissed off and annoyed, but you don't know how to shift it, you kind of feel trapped in that.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And then it dawns on
Yeah.
you, I don't have to agree with that person's judgment or decision. It's their decision with their perspective of who I am. And so, but we usually feel like we're supposed to get along, we're supposed to agree, but something is so uncomfortable about that, because if you agree with them, then all your power's gone. And if you can say, well, I'm not even going to open my mouth, but I don't agree with you, and I know that that doesn't serve me, that doesn't love me and make me a brighter light, then you realize the one thing that a lot of society has taken away from everybody, which is, I have a choice. I have a choice. And my
Exactly.
choice is, I will validate that you have a perspective and it's 100% valid and you can keep it. And I can, at the same time, this is the power, what I suck at saying very well, but sort of the power and the beauty, the love. Oh, there it is. The unconditional love of paradox is, you can keep that perspective and I can keep my perspective, and they can coexist. You can hate me all you want and I can love me all I want, and everything's still okay. It's still okay.
Yeah.
And now that person
And
has to go.
and the energy neutralizes all of a sudden.
Yes.
Whatever they say has no more power anymore.
Right. And you can love, and if you're over here and you found you reconnected with you, where you're loving you again, where you're like, oh, well, that doesn't mean he's bad or wrong. It just means that he wants a place to plant his hate, where for whatever reason you realize, oh, he's carrying hate. He wants to put it somewhere. He wants to get rid of it. He wants to throw it away. So he's going to try to put it on me. I'm not responsible for your negativity. So now he's got to deal with it, and now you're free. And then when this person says, oh, that was me projecting, if they choose to deal with it, and this is where I see humanity right now, is most people are carrying around all these negatives and they don't know what to do with them. And they don't realize all they have to do is let them go. Just drop it. Just drop it.
Yeah.
Stop thinking about
But
it.
I think before
Go ahead.
But before they drop it, I think they have to recognize that what they are, and that they are their own. Well, yeah, that. What am I trying to say here?
No, you
What
said
they
it. You
need
want
to
to.
recognize. Yeah, they need to recognize that it's theirs. All
That they
these
picked it
negatives.
up, that they made it up, that they
They
can.
picked it,
Yeah.
and they chose it. At some
Yes.
level, they actually chose it
Yes.
because it's part of the path.
But
And
that's
once
but
they
that's
realize that,
but that's okay because it's Bashar says it beautifully. He says you can't work with what you don't consciously are aware is within you. You have these subconscious things going on, but if you don't know they're there, you can't work with them, which is where unconditional love comes in. Like, you can't get mad at your teacher, or you could if you want to, but it doesn't serve you to go and get mad at somebody
mm,
when you don't even comprehend why you, unlike a child, children don't get mad. We teach them that. I mean, yeah, they get pissed off, but these, like, if you want to talk politics or religious wars or something like that, and what am I trying to say? Until you realize that you're operating from a subconscious belief, until you can
mm-hmm.
identify that belief, you can't be free of it. You just keep doing it and doing it until you say, maybe, I don't like doing this anymore. And then you got to dig. It's not easy.
And then you figure out it's all pointless anyway.
Well, it's pointless. It is pointless anyway. Yeah, all of it. Thank God for that, right?
It is. It's the meaning that we put on everything, and you can actually change the meaning.
Yes. And that's a good thing. Oh, my boys are
Actually,
back.
that's another topic.
Not really. Not really. No, that's the same topic. That's the freedom, though. That's the freedom that comes with realizing choice. Freedom of choice gives you freedom to define, gives you freedom to be whoever you want to be and whatever you want to be, which gives you unlimited possibilities, which is what God is. Just unlimited, infinite,
Yeah.
infinite. And when you take it back to that basic level, then... Oops. Give me one moment. The boys are locked out. Un momento. Sorry.
No
They
worries.
rode their bikes to Chipotle and it's closed for Easter. Chipotle, I'm glad you're closed for Easter, but I should have checked.
Oh, Easter Sunday, everything's closed
I
over
don't
there.
think like that. I lived in Miami for too long where everything was always open. It's all
I
about the money. We're open.
know.
We'll take your money.
Well, yesterday we had Easter Sunday, and everything, not everything, all of the eating places, so cafes, restaurants were
Right.
open, but
Ah.
you can't go to the supermarket to buy anything.
You got it? You got it. Push it. We don't have a garage, so they had to bring the bicycles in the house.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So that freedom, yes, that's the fun of the clay of reality. It's why we can have everything we have. I mean, it's all secrets of the universe. It's all just sunlight, rocks, dirt, and water.
Hmm. But back to the meaning, like putting meaning on everything. Um, and here's where I sort of, you know, what do you call it? When we say something is good
Yes.
or something is bad, it's a label, it's a judgment. It's a certain thing that we define, but that's something that humans did. Up in, up in the upper planes, well, no, not even, okay, so maybe the upper planes where everything is just what it is. There's no good or bad. There's no polarity.
Correct.
There's no duality. Everything is just is. And
Correct.
we on this plane we put meaning to it so that you can actually have a contrast. So you can actually experience what one is versus what isn't. And when someone says what something is good, it's because they have an experience of what is bad. But again, that's just a meaning that we put on it. It's not in itself of any value. Don't you agree?
Yes. However,
Hello!
yeah, it was Eli waving.
He's so cute.
You want to come lean in?
Hi.
Hi.
Oh yeah, that's his art from his website on the back wall. The cats and the flag and the...
It's very cool.
Now this is his little... I'm sitting in his little office. His
Oh.
living room office.
Oh.
Skylar, I can do those later if you want.
Buggy, bug, 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 bug.
Okay, so good and bad and all of that are judgments. And when you take it to preferences, which I know you've listened to enough stuff that you get what that is, then it's what you want. Then it's just desire. Then it's just choice.
Yeah.
And what choice is more fun for me in this moment? I think one of the things back to good and bad. Like everything's good for somebody and everything's out there.
Like a so.
Yes.
Like a what?
Like a so.
Like a so?
Like a so.
What's a so?
So, S-O.
Okay, Eli says like a so.
How do you spell that?
S-O? I don't know what he means.
Like a so.
Oh.
He makes some cool stuff though.
No, I don't.
Anyway, the judgment part doesn't work because when you make it bad, it's still right here. It's still stuck to you. You're still attached to it. Like, grass is bad, grass is bad, grass is bad. Well, what am I stuck on? Grass, which I don't like. So you have to say, do I want to play with this? 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 No. And when you realize you're just making choices in the moment, in the moment, in the moment. Oh, right now I'd like to have some coffee. Oh, now I'd like to show Jade one of my crystals. Oh, now I want to show her my big crystal.
So cute.
Yeah, I brought my crystals over. This is a nice
What's
one.
that?
It's a crystal.
Oh, that is massive.
Yeah, he's big. I used to date a guy who would go to Arkansas here in the States and dig crystals. This one's nice.
Yeah, they've got mines there.
Oh, yeah, you should come. We'll go.
Wow.
It's a nice clear point. And a couple of baby points. I have some twins upstairs, some twin crystals.
Oh.
So when you realize it's like, this is what I want to do now, this is what I want to do now, this is what I want to do now, and you realize you're actually making moment to moment to moment to moment choices, then you get off the wagon. Then you get off the merry-go-round of hell. Then you... Oh, this is so hard for me not to say... Okay, I'm just going to say
Go.
it. If I could give one commandment to every politician or a person that is in so-called power or elusive power, I would say this. You know what? Get up today and sit the fuck down on your... Excuse me. But sit down on your bed and shut up and don't leave. And deal with yourself. In your bedroom. You're not allowed to leave. You deal with you today. You sit down in that room and you deal with you. I don't want you out in the world. No. You're not allowed to call anybody, talk to anybody. You deal with you. And if they all would just realize that they're projecting, as I do as a mother, I project my bad day onto my children. You project it onto a boss. You project it onto a television. You blame, right? Well, if that would change, then then the world would be better. If that would change, then the world would be better. But if you could put them all in their own little rooms with their own little blankies for 24 hours, mm-hmm. And say, just deal with your emotions for 24 hours and get back to ground, light bulb center, heart center, and listen to your brain. Whereas, it's almost too easy now with the internet. They just, you can run around on your phone and be like, and you're just blasting out this this vomit. I call it insanity vomit all around the world and at each other. But if you put all the guns down and everybody has to sit in your room, you're all in timeout for 24 hours. Guess what? Instant world peace. Instant. You know why? Because nobody's making the orders anymore. Nobody's allowed. Just shut up. Everybody just shut up for 24 hours. And oh my goodness, look, all is well. It's so obvious that it's because we get up the next day and the next day and the next day and keep doing it to ourselves. But no one wants to own that. Oh, I'm the one who got up and went to the office and, oh, I did that. Oops, my fault. Now you got to own it. But instead it want to be like, well, no, that went wrong because so-and-so did that. No, not true. Sorry. So-and-so might have been there playing with you, but you were there. And it's not a blame thing. It's just an accountability of realizing we really are all in this together. And we really are that powerful. And we really are able to do nothing. And the power of nothing is immeasurable. And it's the one thing that Jesus taught his followers that they forgot about. He says to them in the Bible right before he dies, he says, when I sent you out into the world with your money in your knapsacks, did you lack anything? It's a paradox. And they said, yes, nothing. They lacked nothing, which means they had everything. They had it all going on. They were running around. And then right after that, he tells them, now go sell all that you have and get a new garment. What's a new garment? A new you. It's the most powerful thing we got. Just sit down and shut up. I tell myself to do that a lot, so don't take it personally. I'll be like, oh, I gotta go do this. Oh, I gotta go do that. Oh, I need to go to the grocery store. Blah, blah. And I'll just sit down and be like, you're not going anywhere. You're out of control with like justifying the frenzy of human lifestyles. Whereas like you really don't have to do any of those. And life then, your whole list that's like this big, it goes, meow.
Oh, I would love to do that.
Then do it for one day. Give yourself, today's a great day. Just one day, take your whole list, whatever it is, wherever it is, and say, when I go to bed, start at nighttime from the morning. Say, when I go to bed tonight, you're going back to bed. We all are. People don't think like that. I think like that all the time. What am I doing today? Running around like a chicken with my head cut off and going back to bed. So when I go back to bed tonight, what really is going to be worth having gotten up for? Changes the whole thing. Walk the dog. Brush my teeth. Take a nice long bath. That's worth getting up for. Eat some good food. That's worth getting up for. Lay in the grass. Totally worth getting up for. Go to the beach. Worth getting up for. Ride a bike, worth getting up for. Stock some food if we're short. Okay, yeah, maybe. Anything else?
Play with a cat.
Play with the cat. Anything else? Don't care. Do I really have to do... Okay, from now that we're doing this, yeah, I do want to do the website. Do I want to promote my t-shirts?
Talk with Jade.
Yeah, talk with Jade. Very worth getting out of bed for. But other than that, 9 times out of 10, it's something that we are imitating. Everybody else is on Facebook today. Everybody else is on Twitter today. Everybody else. Because we were afraid of what? Of being stuck on the park bench and feeling left out. But you're never left out. You leave yourself out. You leave yourself out. Like, what really do I need to do? And if you only go back 10 years, just 10 years, and you've been alive long enough, then you remember you used to get up for you. Now we get up for the internet a lot of the time.
That's right.
Yeah. Scary, isn't it?
That's sad.
No. It's great. It's grand. It's fantastic. If you can see it from the perspective of another tool to explore yourself, like you started this, let's bring it back around. that it's all a mirror of you, a reflection of you. So you can now hyperspeed, superconductively process yourself and all your issues with the internet. It's a tool. You got to remember, it all comes from God. It all goes to God. So it's not sad. It makes it easier and faster because the energy is moving so fast. You kind of need the internet to do what? To loop all the way out and loop back to yourself and self-check, and then make moment-to-moment choices. So you go way far away from yourself, rubber band back into yourself, check yourself, process all those information, beliefs, hatred, judgments, blah, 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 blah. You know, you just feel around in your energy field, and then you get to do what? Slow it back down and savor the moment, the moment, the moment. So we're all headed back to that. But the internet helps. Like maybe you, because you do prism healing, maybe you find in your like consciousness, ooh, I got a piece of something stuck here in I can feel that energy stuck. I'm not sure what it is. And you get on the internet and boom, you see a web page and it triggers it, and then you can clear it faster. Whereas before it might have taken longer. But the internet's a great tool for clearing our own energy. Don't ever put it down. It's just information at the speed of light, like real life. People want you to put it down. Don't buy into that. You just go straight back to what you know. It's all from God. It's all good. Don't because then what do you got to do? Then you got to carry that, oh, the internet's bad. Now you got to live with it. Just be like, I don't know, it works for me. I love the internet. I'm fine with it. No problems here. Because you don't want to carry judgment around. It's too heavy. Doesn't belong to you. When you go to the internet, you like it. So there you go.
That's it.
Yeah. Not everybody. So many people are running around the planet looking for somebody to blame for their own misery. They'll take the internet. They'll take a religious war. They'll take a hamburger. They'll take cholesterol. Seriously. You have bad cholesterol. Screw you. It's my cholesterol and I'll figure it out. I don't give a crap, because if you take your cholesterol count today, it'll be different tomorrow. But everyone wants a reason to not be responsible for their own happiness. That's back to the politicians. Stick them in the room.
But it's not just politicians. It's
everybody.
Way back. You know, when the priest, the church, they're all very male. The priest all decided, no, well, you know, you come to us and we will dispense the advice because we know better than you. And so all of a sudden we started relying on someone outside ourselves.
That's it.
And then, you know, that would be our great-grandparents, great whatever. They started doing that. They taught their kids taught their kids. Our parents taught that to us, and then we started not relying on our own selves. Even though, as children, we probably did.
Well, of course you did. You're not born doubting love. You're not even born knowing that it has a word name. You're just splat born. You just are. And you're just, you know, my favorite thing to watch is the babies in the carriage at the grocery store. They've always got like some package. They're like, and their eyes are just looking around. They got something in their mouth and they're watching. And I don't even know they're teething on something. They just stick something in their mouth and they're looking around. And to me, it's like football Sunday. A bunch of dudes sitting around sticking something in their mouth just watching. So it's kind of, that's not a judgment. It's just like, we want to hang out. We want to experience. We want to, you know, hold and taste and observe and enjoy. But mainly the piece that I noticed that the reason I love the babies is their physical whole body is feeling calm. They're relaxed. They're not in pain. They're not worried about anything. They're living a human perspective in this very, and they're enjoying it. You know, this is enjoyment. You watch your mom, and mom tickles them, and they're like, that's enough. And when you take it back to that, then like all the mystery's gone. And then you kind of go, then what's the big deal? And that's the point. There is no big deal. There's nothing serious going on. Stick something in your mouth. Go watch a beautiful television show or a sunset or a flower or nothing or go to sleep. But it's that we have these definitions, these words, these big so-called big things that we've stretched out that we have to conquer, and then you can relax and then you can be like an infant again. Well, no. Whoever's telling you we have to deal with this, let them deal with it. If it's so important to them, then let them go wrestle it to the ground and unravel it. But there's no law in the universe that says because somebody decided that, you know, this fish has to be caught before we can all be happy. Maybe it's got to be caught if we got to eat. That's a different story. But, you know, nobody's free till the shark is murdered or something. That's just somebody's stupid bullshit lie. Like the church, you're forgiven when we say so. So when you go back, just stick with. I always say stick with the babies. They've got it figured out. They can't talk. They can't understand a word you're saying. They will just want to feel good all day long. Boom. And my favorite part is they expect to feel good. And if you don't help them have a good day, they will let you know. If you aren't playful and you aren't in the game of their flow of joy, you're going to hear about it. And I love it. They're a constant reminder of like, this is supposed to be fun. We're supposed to be having fun.
Yeah, so true.
And then God love them for keep coming back to remind us that we're taking it way too seriously. We're too hard on each other. My kids,
too hard.
Oh, my kids are great with me. They're like, seriously, you're going to be upset about that? Or how long are we going to be doing that? 5 minutes? 10, all day? Are you going to be pissed off, Mom? And sad all day? But I had to relearn it. That like, wow, I am actually doing this to myself. And we all are. It's scary, though. It's scary to let go of control. Because you have like the list. Like my boys are like, let's go do this. And I'm like, oh, but I was going to do like these 100,000 things on the internet today. Oh.
I used to get really irate at my husband when he changes the timetable or the schedule on me, even the day before. But now it's like, let's just go with the flow.
Yes. And then great fun things happen.
I have this project at work. This is my office job. You know, the office job that sort of supports the dream. And I'm trying to launch this project. And I've got these people who are very important stakeholders that I always have to go back to. And about 5 times now, they've cancelled it and delayed the project. And I was just thinking, now what is it about that that's teaching me? And I just thought, you know what? It's not that important. I'll just go with the flow. Even though I'm supposed to be the one project managing this thing, and I'm supposed to be the one accountable for it, at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything. It's not a life or death situation.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
No,
it's all
funny.
about learning how to relinquish control.
Well,
and
it's
learning
also
to
about
trust
allowing.
wherever you're going.
Yeah, musicians and artists have it figured, and dancers, they have it figured out. You know, you just follow the impulses. You follow the... Hang on a second. Eli, I'm going to finish with Jade and then I'll come out, but let us talk first, okay?
We've got another maybe 10 minutes,
Got 10
and then
minutes.
you can feed
There he's going pogoing. Pogo stick.
10 minutes because I think my husband wants to Skype his auntie in New York.
Sweet. All right, you want to go out front?
Greg,
And then I'm gonna
you can Skype Gwen in 10 minutes.
But you know what's funny as a woman in a household is like everyone expects us to serve. So when you're taking this time out and I'm taking this time out, you can almost feel that thing on the back of your neck where everyone's like, oh, look, what are you doing?
Waiting.
What are you doing following your dream while we're waiting? You're supposed to be here to support us following ours. Oops, sorry. Do you feel that? All the time.
Oh, all the time.
You can make it.
No, I can't.
All right, I'll make it in a few. So, what?
I totally get this thing that you have with what do you call it, with the art thing, and it's funny. This is the other thing that I haven't actually revealed on my Instagram is that I paint. You know that painting in the back there?
I love it.
It's
Yeah, the turtle.
it's a turtle. It's a like one of those giant sea turtles.
It's beautiful.
I do that, and I get into that zone when I'm painting. But for some reason, nice.
Eli wants
There's a
ramen.
signal there.
When you live on my budget, you live on ramen. Feel free to leave a tip on our video. Maybe I'll buy like soup.
Steak.
Steak. Eli, I'll make it when we're done. Yeah, we actually do almost live on ramen. It's kind of funny. But oh well, we're living.
So yeah, I totally get that zone. But you know what? It's funny. When I'm not painting or I'm not drawing, I can't seem to, get into that zone unless I'm doing something really, really creative.
But that zone's only available in creativity.
That's right. That's true.
So that's okay.
So everything, we have to turn our day into a creative work of art.
No, our day is already a creative work of art. You just got to keep on the lookout for it. Look, here's Eli's. We're going to start selling his paintings, but we have a stack of these little teeny tiny canvases that sit by his desk. You should get some of these.
Oh, you've got to paint on them.
Yeah. Like, here's mine. Here's mine, the Funk Cat.
Oh,
But
how
we
cute.
paint them. They're on the back wall. Can you see them on there? There's a couple.
Yeah, I can.
So, like, he puts those up.
I'll show you one of my other
glasses.
paintings. I'm just gonna pull it out because
I
I
won't
take
cook
it
if you
all
keep
in.
stealing my stuff.
I'll show you the other paintings that I have.
Okay. Beautiful.
So
I
call
like
it
that.
the gateless. I call it the gateless gate.
That's
It's
wonderful.
actually something.
If you want me to
yeah.
sell your paintings on the store, I can. I've got to revamp that store. You'd have to ship
I'm
them though.
actually gonna. You know what? I'm gonna have to actually. What I'm actually gonna do is that when Camille was a baby, I used to paint more, and I actually had an Etsy store. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna get someone to professionally scan them and print them on canvas paper, canvas
I can do
paper,
that.
and then I can, and then I can, you can do that. You can scan them.
No, you scan them, send them to me, and I can sell them printed onto canvas worldwide. I just need go to Kinko's FedEx, go in there and tell them to scan the. What?
You'll need a high res version, scan. Okay.
Yeah, but you're overthinking it. Just take everything you've got to Kinko's, scan it, and send me the files, and I'll show you how I can make T-shirts, mugs, cups, canvas, prints. I own a store that I'm paying for. You might as well use it. Otherwise, you're gonna have to pay Etsy fees. Well, that's the thing right now. This is the thing. That's a good point to start on real quick before we wrap up. Is that we're all in this together, and we're like, oh, I got to go make my money with my art and my. And so as I'm like pulling, my video just locked up. Are you still there though? Hello? Did I lose you? Are you there, Jade? I think we lost each other. Hello? I'm going to hang up and call back. Oh, you can hear me. Okay. That's so funny. So, as we're all working together, then we can start, you're typing. The video locked up. You can start the water?
I think God's telling you to maybe end the podcast.